Apocalypse Now, take one.
Smells like victory.
Hello everybody, welcome to another Triple J Armory video. Today we're going to be talking about our top 5 apocalypse weapons, or what you would wish you had for an impending doom.
And this is basically just our take on what we would want if there was a general apocalypse. Now, we're not specifying what kind of apocalypse that is. We're just kind of giving an overview of what we would choose if we were in a general apocalyptic situation.
You didn't introduce yourself.
Shit.
Say who you are.
I'm Miles.
He's our friend. Because you don't actually know what the apocalypse is going to be. So
But if you
guns do
choose
want?
my guns, you're
right.
obviously going to be right.
Right. If you choose my guns, you'll survive. If you choose his, you'll think you're right.
I mean, if you want to be king of the wasteland, choose my guns.
We're not allowed to see. Colin's going to give us the guns that we chose. I could tell mine's on the table. I could feel the energy of mine being on the table.
I can tell it's heavy.
Oh, that was a little bit of a weak set down. This is pick number 5. So we're going in order of least importance. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and look. Wow. I can already tell how this is going to go.
I think we went about as opposite end of the spectrum as we could have gone here.
Okay, well, obviously mine is less important. I actually like your choice. I like your choice. I have one of these on the list.
You know, if we were hunting Suburbans in the end of the world for suburban meat, I think that yours would definitely be the best choice.
I mean, there's lots of Suburbans out there, and they're a threat. So this will stop a Suburban.
Dead in its tracks.
If you have this, you're going to be more confident. You're going to walk into that room with swagger because you got this.
The swagger is undeniable. I think that in the swagger department, you've definitely beaten me, but I think in the practicality department, I've beaten you. Because I think that for small game hunting, shooting drones, because all birds are drones.
No, I agree with you. This is more practical. Yeah, that's kind of the point, though. I think this should have been higher up on the list for you.
I think that the other guns that I chose have their fair share of practicality.
Okay.
I think that 22, as far as from a ballistic standpoint, is, you know, it's plentiful, it's available, but it's very limited on what you can do with it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, again, we don't know what the apocalypse is going to be, and if it's deranged Suburbans, I win. If it's deranged rabbit,
I win.
Miles wins. Okay, our eyes are closed. This is number 4 on the list, so kind of important, still not that important. Oh yeah, that felt like a quality placement.
I feel like your guns are just heavier than mine.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're all ready. 3, 2, 1, we can look. Oh, okay. We have a lot of similar guns, just in different order.
I agree. Yeah. Well, I mean, you just gave away, you know, some information. I was lying. What
Well,
did you choose, man?
I chose just a regular AK. First of all, the best thing about the AK is the sound.
And who makes that one?
Riley Defense.
Riley Defense.
I think any AK is good for the end of the world because of how simple they are to fix when they do have malfunctions.
I would tend to agree. If we're sticking to 7.62x39, I would tend to agree with that premise.
That's
but
what this one is. It's
Yes.
not 5.45.
Yeah.
It's not 2.23.
223, I think, would be the most practical choice for an AK, given the fact that we're in the U.S. and I can already hear seething comments being typed. I mean, take it easy on your keyboards, okay, guys? But I do think that 223 AKs would be the most practical in the U.S. The main problem there being magazines, because there's way more 7.62x39 magazines out there than there are 223 magazines for AKs.
You seem to know a lot about. Do you like AKs?
I'm partial to AKs.
Are you having a hard time accepting that for this I win because this is better than that?
It depends on the use. I think that being your number 4 is a little bit jumping the proverbial gun.
My prediction for the apocalypse is not that people are going to be shooting at each other that much. If that's the case, cool, the AK is a nice gun to have, but I'm hoping that I get to just run away into the hills and find food.
Yeah, I mean, that's the basic premise behind this guy and why I went with, this is a Mossberg 930, by the way, 930 tactical, I believe. But that's basically the premise that I went with this is if you were running away to the woods, having a gun that would be flexible for a survival scenario. That's why I went with a 12 gauge, because you've got birdshot, buckshot, you've got slugs, so you've got the ability to hunt small game as well as the ability to defend yourself and take down large game in the case of the slugs. So I think kind of the same idea of bugging out to the woods, just different ways to solve the problems that faces. I do like a good AK.
Yeah, I know you like a good AK. I won number 4 and I won number 5. Okay, we are on to number 3. We're getting pretty close to the most important gun we would take with us in an apocalyptic scenario. Are you ready to witness our mid-importance?
I'm ready. The thud this time was a lot more quiet.
3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. Look at this.
Wow. Hey,
We've come to an agreement.
308?
Yeah.
308.
Okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Is yours a Ruger?
Yes.
Mine's a Ruger.
Oh.
I went with the Gunsight Scout in 308, 16-inch barrel. The reason why I went with this one in particular is because it has iron sights on it, as well as a Picatinny rail for a scope. So in a apocalyptic scenario, even if your scope breaks, you still have the ability to shoot it with the iron sights.
All right, fine, whatever. I'm just gonna say right now that one wins because it's already cooler, because the irons are cool.
Thanks, Jeff Cooper.
I also like that that's probably lighter than this.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, this is
that
considerably
gun
lighter.
you could carry all day.
Yeah, I think that's really important in an apocalyptic scenario, given the fact that what if it's an EMP and every car is shut down and you got to walk everywhere you need to go? This is much nicer to go get food. So I will concede this one, but only because I was on the right track with a 308. If I chose the 308 because of food, maybe there'll be some hostilities in the beginning of the apocalypse, but then everybody's just gonna kind of
fizzle out.
Yeah, just go off into their own place and try to find food. I'm gonna aim for Alaska. This is, I think, probably the most versatile, easy to find hunting round that you could still practice with and not waste all of your ammo.
I agree.
And then, you can actually hit your shots when you do find some sort of big game that hopefully will feed you and hopefully still exists.
Well, and I mean, 308 has been used for decades to take all sorts of big game. And, us living here in Colorado, I mean, you're going to Alaska in the apocalypse, but I probably will stay a little closer to home. But we've got lots of big game options here in Colorado for survival. So I think that 308 is a good caliber for tackling all of those different animals.
So we had a surprising agreement. I think everybody...
308 bolt guns from Ruger are the way to go.
Let's move on to number 2. Miles, are you ready for number 2?
I usually can't start my day without number 2.
This is the second most important gun we would want on our list of guns for the apocalypse. I'm excited for this one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. A pistol.
Not just a pistol.
It's a rock.
It's a Glock.
And I'm totally clipping the boulder in there.
I went with the Glock 19. The reason being is magazines. The Glock 19 is able to take Glock 19 mags, Glock 17 mags. Basically, if it's longer than the stock magazine, you can put it into a Glock 19. And with the 17 and the 19 being the most common handguns in America, it's the end of the world. You got to protect yourself, whether it be from glowing ones. Sylvester Stallone got into some irradiated beef, something like that.
Suburbans.
Yeah. It's not a 50 cal. So right off the bat, it's a little bit at a disadvantage. But I think that for most defensive needs, 9mm is going to get the job done.
Okay, you make some fair points. All right, that you can conceal it, you can walk around with it, It's got a lot of availability, lots of parts around, lots of ammo
I'm not
around.
hearing a lot of downsides here.
There's not a lot of downsides, but it's also just boring.
It is boring. It is a Glock.
Like,
but
this doesn't get me inspired to leave and go out into the big, dangerous new world we find ourselves in.
but
It's
it does
just,
make you feel confident when you have
Yeah.
it tucked away.
a little, suppose. This gives me way more confidence. You know, all the points you made about that shotgun earlier, I completely agree with you. This is Benelli M4. Love that sound. It's also just a really comfy gun. I like the grip on it a lot. Yeah, just because you don't know what you're going to run into. And I agree with you on your points earlier. I just thought it was more important than when you put it on the list. Because you could put a slug in here. You could put buckshot in here. You could put birdshot in here. So again, food. So geese, turkey, ducks.
Drones.
And drones.
My thought process with doing this at number 2 was I have the ability to carry this on me as well as my number 1.
Yeah?
So
You're saying I can't walk around with this in the apocalypse? I thought that's what we
it
were
is
all
always
agreeing.
faster to switch to your sidearm rather than reloading. Captain Price was very clear.
Remember, switching to your pistol is always faster than reloading.
I think in the apocalypse, I was really hoping I'd get to walk around with any gun I want, and you're telling me I have to walk around with that, so that's kind of boring.
I'm not telling you anything. It's 2022, almost 2023. You can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want.
Are you saying the
But I
apocalypse
will
is
judge
coming?
you the entire time.
What do you say? What's the importance of that? 2023? Are we counting down towards the apocalypse, or what? What's?
Maybe.
I'm ready for number one.
Ready for number 1.
We are down to the most important. Oh, well, we're not down yet. Well, it's because I can't see.
And now we're down to the most important one. This is our top pick today. This is for all the marbles. This is the gun that if we could only have one.
Wait. Before you open your eyes,
Okay.
can we guess?
I'll guess. I'll guess.
I'm gonna guess yours. I think yours is some type of AK.
I think yours is, since you already had an AK, I think yours is probably an AR.
Ha!
All right, count it down.
3, 2, 1. An AR-15.
Is that a 22, Henry?
This is a 22 Henry lever action.
You picked that because you own that, don't you?
I do own this. This is the first gun I ever bought because I was worried about the apocalypse.
Defending your purchase is important, guys. Always remember that. So tell me about your...
I did actually buy this as my first gun. It was 2020. I was actually worried about a shortage of food. I was worried about how things are going to go. I was worried about all manner of things. And I figured the best source of food is small game, especially where we live. We live in Colorado. Probably not going to have any luck. I'm not a very experienced hunter. I'm not going to have a ton of luck finding elk or mule deer or anything else that's going to have more meat on it. But a rabbit or a squirrel or a groundhog, I'm probably going to find that.
That's a fair point.
And those things have a lot of babies, so they're going to be around for a while, as long as we all didn't get vaporized by a nuke. So if we all survive and there's tons of ammo available, I have irons already that are pretty good. I've got the ability to cycle any round I want, so whatever ammo I find I can put in there, and I'm not distracted by it. It doesn't have any reason to be modified or change anything. It's easy to
Doesn't
clean.
have those newfangled red dot
No.
sights on it.
I don't need to worry about magazines or compatibility because it just is.
However, a little slow to load with the tube magazine though, right?
Yeah. So what?
I went with the Daniel Defense DDM4 V7 Pro. This one specifically has an 18-inch barrel, which was what I was looking for, was something over 16 inches. This guy is a very, very reliable platform. Daniel Defense is a very proven manufacturer, and the 18-inch length on the barrel is going to get my projectiles going very, very quickly. The ballistic efficiency of this gun is really high, regardless of what kind of ammo you're shooting.
I like this. I think it's cool. I think it's going to destroy a rabbit, but that's cool.
Well, yes, it will destroy a rabbit.
I like your point about the longer barrel, though. One of my issues with ARs in general is the shorter the barrel gets, you're wasting all that powder and you run into cycling issues. So I agree with you. With a longer barrel is definitely better. It also prolongs the life of the gun. Does it?
Exactly. It's easier on the components. You know, the bolt carrier group is going to have an easier time cycling with that 18-inch barrel rather than something like a 11.5.
Yeah, but this would last longer.
Potentially. You know, everyone knows someone who's got their grandpa's old 22 lever action in the closet. But that being said, you know, the AR-15 platform has been around and kicking for a long time, and I think it's pretty darn proven.
So what does this say about us? You think the apocalypse is going to be a little more dangerous?
I think I'm a more macho man. I think that's what this says about us.
I'm the one who chose a 50 cal.
For your first gun, that was direct overcompensation from the get-go, and I don't respect you for it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm being practical when it comes down to it.
Yeah,
when
but
the
your
rubber
number
meets
one
the
gun,
road.
when your number one gun is the gun that if it could be your only choice, and I like this because, you know, I might have to take more than one shot, but I can shoot big game with this. I can shoot small game with this. I can defend myself with this. You know, it is a do-it-all rifle, which is what the AR-15 was designed to be, was a do-it-all rifle. And I think that I think I win with logic and infallible reasoning.
Yeah, but every time I do this, I'm going to feel a little yeehaw, and I'm going to feel better about myself
That's true.
during a very sad time.
And, you know, all you have to do is cock it, and the bad guy will go away.
All our viewers just left.
Some of the picks that you had, I agree with. Some of the picks you had, I don't agree with. But I was surprised at how similar, for the most part, our choices were.
Yeah, I would say because we don't know what the apocalypse is going to be, we're probably both wrong.
I think that we should have people comment who they think won. And moreover than that, add their top 5 of what they would choose for the apocalypse. Because
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, your opinion and your choices are yours, and mine are mine. And what's important is that you choose guns that make sense for you.
And we will not change each other's minds.
No,
It's not going to happen.
it's never going to happen.
We'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to hear who you thought won, and we'd love to hear your top 5s as well.
Thank you guys for tuning in with us. We appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos. Please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps us out, as well as going to our Instagram, following us there, as well as Facebook. Feel free to come by the store sometime. Come say hi. We're very friendly here, and we'd love to get to know you.
Thanks again. You said everything.
The movie Apocalypto and how it applies to our everyday life. Apocalyptical weaponry from the movie Apocalypto. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about Apocalypto.